The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. They clean up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hello,
Dallas Punks in the building. How's everybody feeling?
I'm feeling tired, very tired.
You're always tired. You're always tired. You need to drink some more caffeine.
I'm trying. I'm drinking the caffeine. It's been a long 30 days. Like we since you last heard our episode with Mr. Gray, that was pre-recorded. We missed the last week, so we haven't done this in like probably about 30 days at this point.
I feel rusty. I'm feeling rusty.
Yeah. So we're sorry that we missed a week, but you know, life gets in the way sometimes, and we try to be very, very good about not missing these, but we just had to. Our schedules didn't align at all, and we were on different parts of different time zones, and we couldn't make it work.
Lots of traveling. You know, I got to keep that Diamond Delta status. Doesn't earn itself. You actually got to go on the flight.
That's right. We had our honeymoon. We were gone for 2 weeks for that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here soon. But starting off today, we're going to go right into our DMS picks of the week.
Our sponsor DMS. Do we have a code? Do we have a code for those guys?
That's right. If you use promo code Drew and Fuse Show, it'll get you 30% off your first month of activation at Direct Music Service. So if you're listening to this podcast and you still haven't done it, you really need to go do it because you're missing out. And what are you missing out on? We're going to tell you 2 picks right here. My pick is Alesso Pressure over top of All American Rejects Move Along. So it's the vocal of Move Along over top of Pressure, and it's just a refresh bootleg that I did. I think it's a fun. Now I got Alexa talking in the background because somehow she thinks she knows more about it. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but Alexa, she thinks I said Alexa, but I said Alesso, and now it's going nuts. So there we go.
I played it at my emo night. It killed. It was great.
Awesome.
Also,
what's your pick?
My pick is going to be, I had to look this up, so I'll be honest, but it's Baby Knows, and then the song is 2. And Baby Knows is BBNO money sign. So if you didn't know what that was, I guess you're snoozing and you're not cool with the hip kids, but it's Baby Knows, and the song is 2.
All right. BBNO money sign. That's what I just always thought it was.
There you go.
So with that being said, we do have a special announcement, hot off the press. You're hearing it here for the first time. You hit them with it. Tell them what's up.
That's a sizzler. We will be doing our annual DMS party in Vegas for the MEX show. So if you're on the fence about it, book those freaking tickets. Party's going to be on the Tuesday, per usual. And it's always an awesome time. Always a ton of DJs in town and great networking. And you get to see some of the top DMS guys throw down a great set. And again, network. There's also going to be some stuff going on, a possible little meet and greet. That's all to be announced coming up shortly. But for sure, we are going to be at MEX. So make sure you get those tickets for the MEX conference.
Yeah, book your flights. You can stay in Vegas. The MEX is at the South Point Hotel. Our party is going to be in Old Vegas. The venue is going to be TBD for right this second. And it's not that we don't have it. It's just we don't want to announce it yet. So look forward, or stay tuned for that official announcement of like what the party, who's going to be on the party, and all that good stuff. But We will be doing it again this year. We're announcing it a little earlier to try to make sure that everybody that wants to go has the time to make arrangements for it.
Look,
So
it's freaking Vegas. There's no excuse. There's cheap tickets all the time. It's during the week. Book it early enough. You could get a $200 minimum round trip. So I think that's pretty easy to do. Great
that is
little
correct.
networking thing.
The dates are February 16th through, which is a Sunday, through Wednesday, February 19th. Our party will be on February 18th. It's a Tuesday night. So you don't want to miss that. You can go to Vegas very cheap. Like Drew said, the flights are always there. You can stay really cheap. It's up to you to have that self-control of discipline, money while you're there. Okay.
But you can do it, and it's great. And we're not affiliated with the conference at all. We're just doing it at the exact same time. So sometimes we don't even go to the conference, but
Right.
we will be in town at the same week. And mark your calendars. Another announcement. I'm going to be in Cincinnati the weekend of 11/8 through the 10th, and I'm playing 11/9 in Cincinnati. So stay tuned for that. If you're anywhere around there and you want to come hang out with the kid, then 11/9 I will be playing in Cincinnati. I'll be posting all the information shortly for that.
And for me, I'm going to be in Seattle November 21st through the night, Saturday 23rd, leaving the 24th. For the whole weekend, I'm going to be playing with Phrase. I know he has a Friday night lined up, and he has a Saturday brunch party lined up, and is working still on a Saturday night. But him and I are going to be together. So again, like Drew said, if you guys want to link up, I'll be around. Hit me up. I'm excited to check out Seattle. If you're listening to this and you're from the area, you got to comment on where I should check out, where I should eat. We always do the thing, if I'm in your city, where are you going to take me? So hopefully I got to do it with stylist Chris when we went to Ben's Chili Bowl. Hopefully I can do it with Phrase or somebody else that takes me to the spot to eat in Seattle. I am looking forward to that.
And then just a little hint of last announcement for right now. A little hint is we are going to be attending, if not doing a little stuff here and there with a conference that's somewhere in the middle of the country. We'll let you decide where that could be, but that's just a little hint drop for that one next year.
A little hint. That's a good one. I like that.
That's a double down on that
one. So we're excited. If we're coming to your area, hit us up. We love chatting with everybody that listens to the podcast. It's cool for us to get to put faces to names and all that. And that's why we do it all. It's fun for us. So moving forward, we're going to talk just a little recap what's been going on. As I mentioned, we were out of town for our honeymoon. We did a big old thing. We did.
And by we, Fuse means him and his now wife, not me and Fuse.
Yeah. That's true. Me and the now wife. And my mom came along. My mom always wanted to go to Italy. We kicked off the trip in Italy and ended the trip in Italy. And so it was our quote unquote honeymoon, but it was just a big trip for us in general. And it was a lot of fun. We started in Venice. We were there for a couple days. Ashley hadn't been, but I had been before. And this time we did the Murano and Burano and got to watch some glass blowing. So that was pretty neat. Got to buy some expensive glass too. So,
and you carried that around the whole trip. So you bought that the first day, and then we're like stuck with it the rest of the trip.
Ashley almost killed some 80-year-old man on the plane. So she had to go full psycho on some old man, and where the flight attendant got involved because he was trying to smash our shit around.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would scare me. I would have to have them ship it because otherwise it'd be a hard pass. Or where's your website?
Well, to get them to ship it, you had to buy $800 worth of stuff was the catch. And I was like, look, we're going to buy some stuff. I got $800 worth of Murano glass. What the hell am I going to do with all this now? Besides display it on the mantle, which it's currently doing back there. See
You
that?
need a shelf,
Yeah.
dude. You know what you need? Yeah.
See
See,
that?
you don't have enough shelves. You need to get a whole shelf so you can just put like things on it.
Oh, I got all the things. I'm trying to not buy so many things is the problem. So that was the first part of the leg of the trip. Then we took Venice, you have to take a water taxi to then the car. So then when we left Venice, we took a water taxi to a private transfer that then took us down to Ravenna, Italy, which is about a 2-hour drive. We got on a cruise boat, Royal Caribbean cruise boat, and it took us from Ravenna. The first stop was Dubrovnik, Croatia. Then it stopped at Athens, Greece, Mykonos, Greece, and then back to Split, Croatia, before taking us back to Ravenna. And all those cities were awesome. It was really cool. My first time as an adult being on a cruise boat, and we really liked it. We enjoyed it.
Now, was there a recap at all that is coming, or
Yeah, we're gonna do.
that?
Yeah. We're gonna try to work on it tonight. We're gonna do a whole like recap video of the trip. We're trying to start a little travel vlog channel because I just need one more thing to do. That's really what it is. But her and I have always wanted to do it because we're traveling and doing so much. I'm like, I
Is this
could
one
do
something
this.
you can follow, or is that just like still up in the air?
What do you mean?
Is there like something that people
Oh
can
yeah.
follow?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you can follow it. Yeah, you can follow it. We started the Instagram page and a YouTube page already. It's called Work Sucks. We know. There it is. Work
there you go.
sucks. I know. We know.
Yep.
So that's kind of the we just want to have fun and post some of our stuff without annoying people on our personal social medias. And it'll be a fun way for us to like keep the trip recap too. And if we ever want to go back and kind of, look through it, we can do it. But, also with what we did, we found videos on it, but I feel like there was a lot of stuff missing from a lot of the videos. So hopefully we can help others answer some questions because we booked a lot of personal travel and stuff to keep things easy with there being the three of us and not really wanting to do so much of the train travel, even though we did one of the days take a train. But it's just a lot. And when you're doing those, you have to make sure that you get to the location because if you don't, the whole trip's kind of ruined if you don't make it to the boat.
Well, I'll tell you, I watch those every time I travel. Believe it or not, I will put it on in the background for a couple days, and you can always. I don't do the detail stuff that you're talking about doing. What I'll usually do is find a walking trip of whatever city I'm going to, and I'll just put it on. And the times that it has helped is a trip. I'll just be out walking around, and be like, "Wait, I know this, and I need to go left here and right here." Is like it's like already have been there, right? So
Right.
it's I love it, and it's hard to find good ones. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to your guys's. The more detail, the better.
Yeah. And so when we got off, well, the trip was awesome. The nicest part about the cruise is being in one room for the stay, right? It's like, okay, at the end of the day, we're going back to our stuff. You don't have to unpack and pack up and move to another room. And our kind of philosophy was with this trip is every day when we were stopping, we would get off the boat as early as we could and then go see everything. And then we would come back and enjoy some of the boat, like the pool, a late lunch while it's not busy at all, and
Right.
that was great being able to get some of that in there with the boat not being busy. But when we came back, oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I've only ever been on one cruise, and it was just a little round trip here to Mexico from California, 3-day. And we got off, but I could have just stayed on the boat the whole time. I could see doing this style of traveling to fill out the kind of what you want to do. It's just never been the way I've liked to travel. But now that I'm single, it could be a different lifestyle because then you're like able to, meet some people on the boat. But when I was, I had it when I was married, and I like to get lost and just be part of the city and have no plans.
I'm a fan of both. I like both for different reasons. If you really want to if you're just wanting to check it off to be there and see things, the cruise is great for that because
Right.
it's somewhat relaxing. You can get off and go see the things and then get back on. But if you want to experience more of the culture and stuff, you need to stay in somewhere, multiple days overnight to really be able to
Oh
hit
yeah.
the touristy things and do that. But we got off the boat back in Ravenna and then took a train to Rome, and we were in Rome for a few days. And we ended the trip there before flying home. And I think all three of us were just kind of exhausted by that point. It was everything was just so busy in Italy, like so busy. Like
Yeah.
to where we were talking to the flight attendants on the flight home, and they were saying like travel to Italy this year has just been like the highest it's ever been with tourism. And it was almost like unenjoyable. That's how busy some of the stuff was. But
Right.
we had a good time. And like I said, we're going to be doing the video recaps of those. And yeah, so if you're interested in any of that, you can follow along there. If you're not, that's cool too.
Yeah,
And then,
well, I think we want to jump back and forth on these. If
right.
I'll tell my deal is I did right before we were leaving. I think I left and I did a wedding in Wisconsin and flew into Minneapolis, and then did a wedding out in Wisconsin. Just ended up driving it. Wedding was awesome. I mean, 4 hours of dancing. I just keep getting more and more. All you wedding DJs out there, I'm getting more and more and more. Don't play any wedding shit, and it's just gone full club, and I'm getting deeper cuts and deeper remixes. So I would recommend even picking up a night for some of you guys out there just for practice, because that's been pretty invaluable for me, at least with all of the weddings I've done this year, for sure. This wedding specifically, I didn't do ceremony, I didn't do cocktail. I think I only announced toasts. Other than that, it was just a straight party, and 3.5 hours of partying. It was fun. It was a quick little turnaround, just in and out. So
Whew, those are tough, especially when you're flying in. Sometimes I don't know how you do it, but I was in the same boat because we got back from the trip. We got back on Wednesday, late Tuesday night, early Wednesday. Had kind of Wednesday to recover. Was back to DJing at Fishbowl Friday night. That following Saturday, I had a wedding in Lexington for Jason and KY Pro DJ, and that was at the Kentucky Castle. And that was when the first hurricane came through, and we got the storms all the way up this way, and it knocked power out. It was super wet that day. We didn't even know if the wedding was going to go on because the power was still out of the venue the night before. They had to cancel the wedding at the venue the night before, but they ended up getting power back, and the wedding did go on. It was very wet, and it was great. Everything went smooth on my end. As good as especially could be for a wet wedding and everything staying on time. The only thing that, I would say is less than fortunate is everybody was a smoker, and they all pretty much hung out outside once the dance part of the night started, including the bride and groom. And I just saw Jeff Scott Gould post a long video about this. It's like, if you're the bride and groom, you are the star of the show. And you shout out to Jeff because the video nails it perfectly. And we say it all the time. If you are not out there on the dance floor and you want a dance party for your wedding, it's not going to happen. The guests are going to be wherever you're going to be. And this wedding was proof of that. It didn't matter. And I was left with like maybe 15 to 20 guests that did want to dance. And it was one of those where it's like everybody had their own opinion of what should be happening. As soon as I played an 80s song.
I call it the Top Gun tailspin. It's like right before Goose dies and he's gonna hit the thing. There's nothing you can do. It's like the first request comes in, you're like fuck, and then they just all start coming. And there goes the tailspin. You're just you can't do anything right because you can't get any kind of flow going. They're all just Mad Dog Willie-ing you until you play your song. And, I was explaining this to someone just this past wedding I'll talk about, but the DJ is the bouncer of the jukebox. Your quarter sucks. Fuck your quarter. You only
Yeah.
got a $2 bill. You can't get in here. And that's what you're doing, right? You're trying
Right.
to be the bouncer of the jukebox, but sometimes people are assholes.
And I finally did get it going, and it was like the last 30 minutes, and then they had a private last dance. So it's like I maybe had everybody going finally for like the last 15 to 20 minutes, and then it's pretty much over. But that was one where I just had to fight it out and grind it out, and it happens that way sometimes. And
Yeah.
but if I always try to when I talk to these couples and these brides and the grooms and everybody, I always try to mention like what Jeff said, and I think it's a great way to say is like you are the star of the show that night. If you are not out there on the dance floor, nobody is. They're gonna be wherever you are. If the bar's way off over here and if you're hanging out there, they're gonna be there. You need to make sure that it's somebody's job. And it should be at a good venue, or if you have a day of planner, that they keep putting the drinks into your hand to where you don't even have to go to the bar. The drinks keep coming to you. You can stay on the dance floor and party and all that good stuff. And I think it's okay for a DJ to mention that to the couples in the planning meeting as well, because it might not. No, in theory, everybody only gets married once. So,
Sorry, I laugh out loud. That's awkward. I think, actually, I think you're right. I will only get married once. You're correct.
yeah, except for me. And then I get married twice. And then, but for real, it's important to mention because I don't think of people think of it that way. And I think it's helpful information. I don't think it's an ever intended, unless they're just a non-dancing couple. But it's like, if you're going to spring for myself or Drew at your wedding, and that's what you want, then you got to help facilitate it too, but
Amen.
that was a quick turnaround for me because that following Sunday after being in Lexington, I left for Nashville, and you were in Nashville the weekend before. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yours?
Yeah, we jumped back and forth. I went to Nashville just to go hang out. Kind of toying with some ideas of possibly moving once my kid graduates. So throwing around some ideas and go and visit some cities and see where, like LeBron said, where I'm going to take my talents to, with this city. But I'm bouncing around, just seeing where I'm going to go. And went to Nashville, and it was just a fun trip. I hung out with Brad Ford. He took us around, and you were explaining earlier how you like the cruise because you get to see all the stuff. Well, that's what I think me and you always say about Nashville. It's like I don't necessarily love the downtown part of it, but when Brad was showing us around all the the hidden gems and just the random spots on the outside, I'm like, I fucking love this city.
Right.
It's dope as shit. So it was a great trip. Just getting lost, no plans. Did a quick little turnaround, left Thursday for my gig, or left Sunday for my gig, was there a couple days. Basically got home Thursday and did the weekend. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I've been on a plane quite a bit.
Right. And I flew down to Nashville as well. So that Sunday after the Lexington wedding. And I was down there for the Orange Theory Momentum Conference with Fit Radio. Fit Radio is a partner with Orange Theory. Fit Radio is in all Orange Theory gyms. I DJ'd some workout down there for them. And we got to go to the whole conference as just anybody else would. And Orange Theory does not spare any expenses. It was another amazing event.
Wait, hold up. What's the conference? Is it a bunch of booths with like workout gear or like new rope bands or
there is that too, but they also have, so it's like any DJ conference that we've gone to. There's like the expo floor with like all that stuff. And then there's seminars. There's like parties, there's workouts every morning where they like deck it all out like any Orange Theory gym you've been to, and they do that up. But this year it was at the Opryland Hotel, and the closing party was a private event at the Grand Ole Opry, which you guys all know that I love country music, and that was the highlight of the event for me. is being able to listen to country music for 2.5 hours. No, but in all seriousness, it was cool to get to go to that venue, and just crazy. They had 6 different performers play. The 2 headliners, for anybody that likes country music, were Jamie Johnson and Chris Jansen, which are pretty big artists. I did not know either of them before that event. And but I looked them up on Spotify while sitting there listening to them perform, and yeah, they're pretty big artists, and it sounded amazing in there, which was cool. And there was open bar there, and then they had another after party after that was like dinner and just like a local. I mean, I don't want to say local, but like a Nashville based cover band that played at that, which they had alcohol at that, and then there was another after party that moved after that, and then that's when I called.
Did you DJ any of these?
No, I didn't. Orange Theory has their own in-house DJ. That's like, I'm pretty sure he's like a full-time guy for them that does a lot of that stuff too. But with Fit Radio handling like all the music and stuff for Orange Theory, that's what we were there for, to do the gym workouts and stuff. Last year we ended up doing more than we did this year, but overall it was still awesome to be a part of it and to get to go down there and do that. And if you guys haven't been on Fit Radio, you can go download the Fit Radio app. You can get I think you get a few hours for free to try it out, but it's all DJ mixes. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't really understand what it is, well, all the music on there is DJ mixes, and you can skip through the songs. But
you download them offline.
I can't remember if you can download them offline or not.
So it's better than, but still, it's probably better than Mixcloud. I mean, they have some really big DJs on there.
Yeah. Oh yes, tons. But the other cool thing is all the coaching. Like, there's coaching over the mixes. Right. If you don't like a mix that's playing, you can switch it out. The coaching remains the same, and a new mix will play.
Fuse has a promo code. I think it's Fuse 80, and that gives you 80% off.
There is a promo code. I do have one. I don't know what it is at the moment. I can look it up. If anybody wants it, they can hit me.
I think at one point you said it was Fuse 10, and that gives you 10% off.
I think you're right. I think it is something like that. But yeah, if anybody is listening and they want to check it out, they can hit me up always, and I'll get them taken care of. But it was a great event. Great to be a part of that one.
Yeah, so we both Nashville, and then I literally just got back from DC, Maryland. I did a wedding out there for Roman Zandy and in Maryland, and the couple was worked for Peacock and Netflix, and they just wanted somebody that wasn't going to do a wedding set, and they live out here in LA, and they're familiar with the bungalow, so that was an easy sell for Roman. And I got to meet up with Stylist Chris and DJ Flips the night before and go to I think it was Gazi Mazi. It's like this restaurant that's out there, and all vinyl DJs. The guy that was there was killing it. I was Shazamming a lot more than I think I ever do because there were so many dope tracks. It was a cool trip. So I basically left my Thursday gig, flew out there overnight, got there, hung out in DC with those guys, then Ubered out to Maryland where I met up with Roman's team and, knocked out that wedding, and then flew home and then DJ'd back at Bungalow. So whirlwind of a weekend. That's, action packed. And then I need 3 days to recover. But no, it's been a lot of fun. It's been very grateful.
Yeah. I got back from that Nashville event, played Fishbowl again on Friday. Saturday, I had a wedding in Indianapolis, Carmel, Indiana, to be exact, with Nate Bennett, MBE Events. It was a great wedding, super fun party. For anybody that's a sports person, it was the same venue Pat McAfee got married at, so that's kind of cool. Really nice tent on this lake. It's just really nice. Everybody partied. As soon as the dance floor opened, everybody partied. And Nate and his team and his guys did a great job with production and lighting it up and all that. And it was dope wedding.
Yeah, that was the same. Both of mine have been just 3.5 hour, just absolute ragers. I mean, and again, I'm not playing any real wedding music. I think Playing all over the place. So there's
Dude,
a lot you could do, you know.
this is what I wanted to say. So I wanted to say this on here because I thought it was really interesting. The last song they chose to end the party on was Smash Mouth, "I'm a Believer," because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's
Shrek.
big. I've been
It was
playing that a lot lately.
huge,
Yeah.
huge,
Last couple
huge.
weddings I've played a bunch of stuff off the Shrek album or Hannah Montana.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I would have never really thought to play that song in a normal set at a bar, but I mean, it crushed at the wedding.
Yeah. It's the same as All Star, really. You know,
Hmm.
they both were on Shrek.
Shrek, man, who would have thought the old
Well,
green?
think about if you were a kid in that era,
Oh, I get it.
that was like easily the coolest movie, right?
Right,
You
right,
know,
right,
so of course you'd watch it a million times.
right. And then after that wedding, I had to come back and work in the kitchen at Red Leprechaun, and then DJ after the game. So it was a packed weekend that brought us kind of right where we are now.
And we are all caught up, and we're gonna end this episode with a nice little rant. Just because we've been putting up with some poor shit. We're just gonna just rant it out. You want to go
Well,
first? You want me to go first?
you can go first.
All right. I'm gonna rant about I don't know what it is lately, but I feel like every spot I DJ at, except for weddings, someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, bro, I brought my USB. You want to go B2B?" And I just think it's such the wrong way about going about it. You know, I don't know who you are. It's so loud that I can't figure out who you are. And I would never do that. And most of the places I'm playing at, I can't even put a USB in, you know?
Not to
So
mention the management would be like, no.
yeah, no. And the guy got pissed at me. I said, no, the venue won't allow it. He's like, oh, what do you mean? I'm like, the dance floor's packed. It's midnight. Like, I don't know who the fuck you are, you know?
Right.
Anyways, there was that. And then also at the same time, just going about DJing and having people come up and go, hey man, how do I get booked here? And again, at least introduce yourself. Like give it, lace your boy up with like Diddy Wise, little baby oil or something. But you're just going in. And all I'm saying, I guess, is I think anybody that wants to get a gig, you need to just go to the venue, put in the time, understand where you want to play, but just showing up, we're all in a rush, but fucking shit's annoying.
It is annoying. Luckily, I haven't got too much of that lately. So that's nice. But I
I'm finding it worse than a girl coming up for a request. Like I'll take Brat Summer all day over, that shit.
right. My rant is gonna be on just communication, let's say.
Like
If you are in any kind of business, which we are, and you are not a communicator, it's not good for business. I recently paid Mo Knows Best, which is he's big in the DJ industry, to do some graphic work for me. And I first talked to him on August 13th. I paid him right away to do it. And I've last heard from him on August 26th. And it's now, let's see, what is today? October 8th. And I have a bunch of texts from me to him. And it's just Ghost City. And so, with this being said, I'll probably never get my money back. I don't even want the work at this point because, at least from him, I don't want the work because I don't like dealing with people like this. I don't like dealing with if you're going to do a job for somebody, you do it. And, at least it takes 30 seconds to write a text. Hey, bro, I'm sorry. I've been slammed. I'll get back to you. And I guess the big kicker for me is with it all, when I talked to him on the phone and about the work, he was like, I'll have you something tomorrow and then we can go from there. And then I've gotten nothing. And I told him at the time, I'm like, dude, I'm not really in a big rush, but tomorrow, great. not a big rush. Now we're at 2 months later, pretty much, and I've been ghosted. So, best in the business, Mo knows best. I would say don't use him because
Um, yeah, the biggest takeaway from this is, just answer your emails, DJs. Be
answer emails.
responsive.
You know,
Even
uh,
saying, "Hey, I'm not ready right now. I need a minute. Busy
exactly.
all weekend."
As
I'm
long
I'm
as
I'm guilty of it, but it is sometimes. I guess for my standpoint on text is I have about 15 conversations going on. Sometimes I find that overwhelming, but like you're saying, at least say, "Hey, I'm busy right now. I'll respond when I get a second."
right. I mean, when you take somebody's money too in exchange for something, and then you're not delivering, and then you're not communicating, it's shady at that point. I don't care what the deal is. You don't do that. It's not good business practice. It's not how I would do business. I don't want to be friends with people that do business like that. So take it for what it is. If you're looking for graphic work, I would go elsewhere, because at this point, I probably won't ever get my money back. And I, like I said, I don't want the work for it, because I don't want work from somebody that I think is being a slime ball. So there's
But you
that.
like your money back.
Yeah, I would like it back. Will I get it back? Probably not. No, probably not. So there's that.
Well, there's your rants. There's some horse shit, and lots to learn from this episode, and lots of travel, lots of
Lots of
fun.
travel. Lots of fun. Book your travel plans to Vegas. Come see us. We'll be out there. It's going to be a good time. If you needed an excuse to come to the Mex to come to Vegas around Mex, I should even say, there's your excuse. The DMS crew will be there.
Yeah,
Gonna be
and we
fun.
got
Gonna be
we got
fun.
a much bigger announcement coming shortly. So at least know that there's a party for the
Mhm.
mix, and to like at least mark that week off. And yeah, again, I'll be in Cincinnati the weekend of November 8th through the 10th. So if you're around, you want to come party, do that. If you will be in Seattle
That's
the
right.
weekend before Thanksgiving. So hey, thanks for listening. We're back,
Thanks for listening.
and we're gonna get some guests coming up and some more music episodes. So stay tuned.
That's right. We are gonna do that, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's all gonna be fun. And yeah, until next time, that's gonna be it for us today.
Peace.